afternoon and happy Friday. It's the 28th of January today and Friday is my weigh-in day. So I am coming on to update my weight and let you know how I have sort of got on this week on my weight loss journey. I did have sort of like something set out and planned for today's weigh-in video. However, the day hasn't gone quite to plan as I expected due to something happening this morning that needed my immediate attention. Completely out of my control, but you know, I needed to action it. So that has just completely messed up sort of like my schedule for the day. So I haven't been able to do what I was intending to do. But it's fine. I think I've worked out a plan so that I can still somewhat do it. I'll explain later on in the video. But yeah, so I am going to talk a little bit about sort of like this week, but I'm also going to be talking about January as a whole, as it is the last weigh-in of January. So this week has been a very interesting one in terms of emotions, and I don't really know the right words to use, but I feel like I'm just gonna strip it right back and just have a chat with you all about how I'm feeling, because I feel like it might possibly help people. I know it will help me to maybe try and like make sense of what's going on. But I feel like this week has been very contrasting. There's been moments where I've had such drive, such willpower and strength, and then sort of within the same day, sometimes moments later, I've had a completely contrasting approach. And it's very confusing because I feel like when we're on a weight loss journey, sometimes we can maybe like fall off the wagon, so to speak, and have maybe a week or a couple of days where we're just not very sort of like accountable for what we're doing. But we know that we're like, okay, I just can't be arsed with it at this moment in time, and I'm just going to do my own thing. And then eventually we sort of pick back up. Sometimes we're totally, you know, totally on track and everything's going great. And usually what will happen is that we'll be on track, everything will be going great for a few weeks, and then maybe we'll have sort of like a couple of days where we're a bit stressed out and things get in the way or whatever. But I'm finding myself at this moment in time where I have moments of each within the same day, and I just find that really confusing. More often than not, I wake up and I have really great intentions, and usually throughout the day I'm super strong, I've got loads of willpower. There's been some occasions where it's happened during the day as well though, so it's not specifically time bound to the evening, because I think that would make more sense. But so I'm gonna use a couple of things that's happened this week to give an example. So on Monday, Jim needed my help delivering some furniture to London, and Sundays are my day off. Mondays are like my Sundays, so that was fine. I was helping him, and as we had to set off very early, we had a couple of service stops for breakfast and for lunch, and I made a really great choice first thing. Sort of set the precedence of the day. We stopped off at a Greggs, and I decided to have a healthier option that was there, which was an egg, like a prepared cold egg sandwich, over the choice of a pasty, a sausage roll, a cake, that kind of thing. And then when we stopped again for lunch, Jim had decided that he was going to have a Burger King, and I just already knew. It wasn't even like an internal fight that I had to try and convince myself to have the healthier option. I just wanted the healthier option, and I chose to have some sushi and some fruit from Marks and Spencer's. Tracked it all on goal, all on macro goal. Everything was like great. I was feeling good. I was feeling like really proud of myself. More so for just having that natural feeling that I wanted to have the healthier option and I wanted to be on track, more so than actually doing that. So that was that. And then Got home that evening and I'd already put into my diary that I was going to have some soup. But Jim was having some sausage and mash, and there was some leftover sausages. So I had my soup. I had like a bread roll with it as well. So that, I class that as a treat. I find that really yummy. And I was like satisfied. I wasn't hungry, but for some reason a little bit later on, I felt like I was hungry. So I decided to have a sausage sandwich. Now that took me hundreds of calories over my goal, and my macro goals were all messed up then. So then I did that and I didn't really feel bad about it. I wasn't sort of like, oh, this is bad, and you know, I should really be sticking to my goal because this is going against everything that I want. And then I went even more off track by deciding I was going to have a 360 calorie shortbread. So I find that incredibly confusing, because why the hell in the morning did I choose the healthy option? At lunch I chose a healthy option. I had a healthy option for dinner, but then I decided to have these things that I didn't necessarily need that took me over. And then there was another occasion. I'm not upset, by the way. I've just got a bit of like a froggy throat. Then there was another occasion when yesterday I had input all my calories and I was on track, like, and I was feeling really great about it. I did end up still being on track, but only just, and I was way over on my carb goal. Actually, thinking about it, there was an occasion where I had Jim got a tray of chips and I had a couple of them. So I'm probably a couple of 100 calories over yesterday as well, if I like, it just popped into my head then. But this is what I mean, like, I'm very much sort of like, I've got loads and loads of willpower and no willpower all in the same day. It's really confusing. So I don't know, I haven't got the answers for it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm not just being 100% committed and 100% accountable. I think maybe like, because I was doing really well and then I had my birthday. It was my birthday a week ago today. And I had a couple of days where I had gone out for some food and I had family over and we had a bit of a buffet. And I wasn't intending on not tracking. I kind of just decided on that day, on Friday, I was like, oh, I actually don't want to track on my birthday. So I didn't. And then the next day I felt like I didn't want to track then either. But I picked back up on Sunday and I did start tracking. I didn't allow myself to go completely off the rails. And another sort of like positive I would say to take away from the week is that although I didn't track, the foods that I ate, I just knew that I was going to be gaining weight this week. Just because knowing my body and having sort of monitored my weight and what I eat for the last year, I've got a pretty good handle on what sort of creates inflammation in my body and what sort of like makes me gain weight. So I just knew that it would be a bloody miracle if I stepped on the scales today and had lost or maintained. And I just find that really sort of like sometimes difficult to try really hard when you know you're not going to get the result. So I am actually really proud of myself for still going to the gym and having some really intense workouts, and also for tracking and, you know, trying. And although there has been moments where I haven't done my best this week or haven't fully succeeded, I have had moments where, you know, I've done really well, and I'm just gonna have to stop and answer my phone. So now I have to try and remember my train of thought. I think I was just basically saying how I'm just finding it a bit confusing, sort of like my emotional side of weight loss and what's going on. But that being said, I definitely want to challenge that and sort of maybe direct my content a little bit more towards challenging emotional eating, more discovery about why maybe we choose to eat when we're not hungry, or just the psychology behind it, because I find it incredibly fascinating. So I'm gonna kind of go on a little personal journey with it. If you do want me to document it, maybe in a little mini series, let me know in the comments, because it's really sort of interesting as to why sometimes we do what we do. I definitely have a very deep psychological connection around food. I don't know where it's come from. I would love to know. I would absolutely love to know, but I don't have the money to pay to go see, you know, the best psychologist to try and find it out for me. I don't necessarily think that there is somebody that can do that. I think I'm the only person that can work this out. So I do want to go on a journey to doing that. I know I've said it a few times before, but I am feeling really committed to understanding more about why I choose to do certain things sometimes. So yeah, in terms of calories this week and in terms of tracking, they have been a bit sort of like up and down. I'm not going to focus on it too much, if I'm totally honest, and I'm really sorry for anybody that does enjoy that like sort of section of this video, but like I said, it's kind of been a little bit all over the place with one thing or another. Obviously with my birthday, and then sort of with whatever's going on with me emotionally this week, it's just a little bit hard to get a handle of it on it. I have been tracking and I have been under calorie a couple of days. I think I was talking about how it's hard to sort of like make an effort when you know that you're going to be not really get a good result. But I know that this means more to me than just whatever the scale says. But otherwise I would have just thought, well, sack it off, I'm just gonna eat whatever I want this week and not really care about my body. I'm not going to go, you know, I'm not going to make the effort to wake up at 5:30 and go to the gym before a really long day at work. It means more to me. I know that I care, and I know that I am trying. I'm not perfect. I don't think there is such a thing. I think, you know, life happens sometimes, and it's about how we navigate through the way that life, you know, the things that life throws at us. But I think what's important is that just making sure that, you know, we are comfortable with what's going on. And I think this morning, for instance, having weighed in, and I know what my result is, but you know, I weighed in, and then there was an option to have an unhealthy breakfast, and I declined that and had some granola and almond milk. Despite my weigh-in, despite having a bit of sort of like an emotionally challenged morning. So it is important to me, and it doesn't bloody matter what the scale says. That's not representative of my efforts this week. It's not representative of what I am doing. Obviously it matters, and obviously it you know, numbers don't lie. So it obviously means something, but I just don't feel like we should ever let it be the #1 sort of like credential to how you've done. So I am going to just do my weigh-in now, because I think it's the perfect time. So last week I weighed in at 14 stone 9 pounds, having lost, I'll get my skip things up because there's no way I'm going to be able to remember, 1.4 pounds from the week previous. And this morning I have weighed in at 14 stone 10.8, which is a gain of 1.8 pounds. Not shocked in the slightest. Like I said, I've had a few days, like I've had more days this week over calorie than I've had on track, and that is just, so I've gained weight, and that's the nature of it. I had my birthday, I wanted to go out to a pizza restaurant and have some pizza for my birthday. I wanted to have a couple of sandwiches on my buffet everything, and you know, I wanted to do them things and I did them, and I'm glad I did. I'm not upset that, you know, I enjoyed my birthday and now I'm up 1.4 pounds, because I know that in the grand scheme of it, it's not going to matter, because it's going to be off. Next week, I'm going to have a loss. 100% I'm going to have a loss next week. And I feel like I do need a bit of an intervention. And what I mean by that is January has been a little bit sort of up and down, like last year, like that. I don't want to have a repeat of last year, because I just want to be heading in the right direction. Now, I had my birthday, and you know, these things happen, but I don't really have anything major going on in February, and I just think it's a perfect opportunity to start again, to have a bit of an intervention, give myself a little bit of a challenge, because I think without challenges and without sort of pushing ourselves, we don't get anywhere enough. We need growth. We need to learn from what we're not doing so well, and we need to build upon what we are doing well, and that's what I'm going to do throughout February. So I have set myself a couple of February goals, so I'll just quickly go over them. So I want to lose 8 pounds in February. Now this is quite a revelation for me, because I don't think I've ever set myself a target amount of weight to lose for a month. So 8 pounds will work out roughly to 2 pounds a week. Now there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to lose £2 a week. I feel like the body fat percentage that I'm at, I'm heavy enough to be able to lose £2 a week effectively if I just bloody stick to my goals. So I'm just gonna set myself the challenge. I mean, there's no harm in it. I'm not, you know, I'm gonna try really hard, and we'll just see what happens. It might work, it might not, but I just personally feel like I want to give myself the challenge. So challenge of losing 8 pounds in February, and I want to complete my apple rings every day. I'm gonna just, at some point I wanted to have all this done for this video, so I'm really annoyed, but I can't change it. But I'm going to have a look at sort of like what they're set to. If you don't know what apple rings are, basically there is a ring for a certain activity every day. I have, I don't think you can change them actually. So there's a stand goal, there's a calories burned goal, and there's an exercise goal. So once you have done the time that you set out, so my stand goal is 12 hours. So once I've been stood for 12 hours, that ring gets completed. I think my exercise goal is 45 minutes. That gets completed, and then I can't remember what my calories is, but once I've burnt that many, that gets completed. And I would absolutely love to do that every single day. And it might seem like I'm being a little bit extreme, but what's the harm in that? Like, what is the harm in being extreme and just really pushing yourself? Like, nothing great comes of comfort zones, in my sort of like, in my opinion, for me, for my body. So I'm just gonna really throw myself in at the deep end, I think. So I want to complete my apple rings every single day. And then one thing which is sort of like a goal, and I don't really know the direction to go in it, but I want to work on changing the way I eat. So currently I eat the majority of my calories on an evening, because I like to eat on an evening. I like to watch telly, and I like to have some snacks. I like to have a nice big dinner. I love a big dinner. I like to feel full. And I have a distorted relationship with that, because I am recovering from binge eating, and my fullness level is like off the scale. So I need to really work on my portion sizes, on the amounts I'm eating. I know that the evenings are letting me down. I know that's where my downfall is. So that's what I really want to work on. I want to work on that relationship with food on an evening. I don't need to eat. I need to occupy myself some way. maybe I need to change my routine a little bit so that I don't have as much time to maybe want to eat, or just change maybe what I snack on in the evening. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna have a think about that over this weekend, and then obviously start implementing it from the 1st of February. So they're my sort of like my February goals. In terms of exercise, I completely forgot to say this, but I have worked out this week. I've worked out twice so far. I'm going to be going to the gym later on today, and I'm also going to be going on Sunday. So I will have completed my 4 workouts this week. I like to work out at least 4 times. So I'm going to take that into February as well, at least working out 4 times, but obviously completing my apple rings every day. So for instance, if my exercise goal is to work out 45 minutes, so on the days that I'm not going to the gym, it's like an active rest day. So maybe I walk for 20 minutes around the block in the morning, and then walk for 25 minutes around the block in an evening, or maybe I'll do some yoga in an evening or something like that, just to encourage me to still be active on the days where I'm not going to the gym. Another thing that I wanted to do, and I am doing this, so don't think it's another one of them things that she's said that she's not doing. On the last weigh-in of every month, I'm going to be doing comparison photos. Now, I wanted to do the photos and show them in this video. However, it was enough to make this video today, so I don't really have the time or the desire to do that. So I am at some point over this weekend going to take them photos, and I will be comparing them with my weigh-in in 4 weeks time. So it's still going to be a comparison, but I'll just have something to compare it with. And then I obviously have my photos from when I very first started, so there'll be a comparison to when I first started, and a 4-week comparison, which is just a little another aspect which I'm going to use alongside the scale to measure my progress. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about this week. I'm finding it really hard to think, am I happy with myself this week? Am I not happy with myself this week? I don't know, and I think that's the strange thing, is that I just don't know. I think I am. I think if you were to say, write down the pros and the cons of the week, there would be more pros, even though I haven't lost this week. I do think that there's been lots of little successes that are, in the grand scheme of things, huge successes. And yeah, well, I'm gonna get there. And if you guys are having sort of a similar time, some of you are absolutely rocking it, by the way, like you're absolutely smashing it, and I'm so proud of you all. When I read your comments and you're saying, I've lost like 2 pounds this week, I've lost 6 pounds overall, I'm just like, wow, like absolutely smashing it. I'm so proud of you. But if you're having a similar time of it like me, and you're a bit sort of like back and forth, let's just smash February. Let's right all them wrongs within our minds. Quiet, you know, them niggles that say you're a failure or whatever. You know, you're not a failure. You're not a failure at all. This is a damn hard journey. It's not easy. It's not linear. We're gonna have these bumps in the road. Some of us more than others, but that doesn't mean that we're not trying, and it doesn't mean that you're not putting in the effort. So don't give up. I say this, I feel like I say this on every weigh-in, but please don't give up on yourself and your journey, because we will get there. We will get there. January 2023, we're going to be sat here, we're going to be at our goals, and we're going to be absolutely rocking it. So don't give up on yourself. It's just a bad day. It's not a bad life. And we can get through it. We can get through it. There's no other way. There's no other way but forward. So I'm going to wrap it up, because as usual I'm just rambling on. I do intend on making more what I eat in a day videos and more content. I've got some very exciting things planned which are more involved around emotional eating. So if you don't want to miss them, hit subscribe for happy vibes. I'm sending them your way. I've got them in abundance for you. So hit subscribe. I'll send you some happy vibes. If you haven't done so already, hit the notification bell wherever it is, because you will get a little notification saying Weight Loss Panda has posted a video. She's probably going to ramble your head off for 7 hours, so grab yourself a cup of coffee. Imagine if we could like have little notes of what it says when you subscribe. That would be so sick. That's what mine would say. Yeah, so hit the notification bell, because I don't have an upload schedule because I am an unorganized so yeah, love you all so much. Hopefully this time next week I will have some positive news for you. Keep trying, don't give up, you've got it, you're rocking it. I love you all so much, and until next time, stay happy, healthy and well.